Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of TWIRL, or This Week in Rocket League. It's your recap of all the great things that have been happening in Rocket League, from news, fashion, goals, and much more. This week we're going to be starting off with our news segment, taking a look at a great new design bot that I came across. This one comes out from RL Custom Designs. You might have heard of them in the past, and they've added a new automated design bot to their subreddit. You'll find the link down below, but I'll get started on the design form. First thing you're going to have to do is enter your Reddit username, and then you can just go ahead and start adding items that you want to see on a car. For this one, I decided to go with an aeromage design, added in a Dragonlord decal, saffron octane, a yellow flamethrower, and went with some blue and yellow coloring. Once you hit that submit button, it takes about a few minutes for the bot to design it for you, as I imagine it works on a queue-based system. But just after a few minutes, I got the message from the bot, and my design was created in an animated format. Now this is a great bot for anyone that doesn't have access to Backy's mod or Alpha Console. With those mods, you can essentially test out any item that you want. However, for example, users on console aren't so lucky. We then had Saoryn coming out with their winter roadmap. Did cover this one in a separate video since there was a lot of information to take a look at. If you did miss it, go check that out. But for a quick recap, we took a look at some of the Season 12 rewards. There was free DLC being added to the base game. We're going to be getting a winter event starting in the middle of December. We're getting an inventory improvement with the archive system. And we seem to have gotten a snippet of information on what Rocket Pass 5's theme is. And it possibly might be a Japanese theme. So all in all, a lot of exciting news from that winter roadmap. We then had some Twitch Prime news. For the Twitch Prime Rocket League rewards, they're released in phases. First phase featured the Nemesis battle car, whereas people started to get their phase 2 rewards now with some pretty cool looking wheels. We also had an AMA, or an Ask Me Anything, coming out from YouTuber A Musty Cow. So if you want to learn more about the creator of the Musty flick, be sure to check out that AMA link down in the description. For our final piece of news, in the previous episode of TWIRL, we took a look at the Chinese version of Rocket League and its official release. One of the coolest features added to the Chinese version was a garage system to take a look at your presets. We saw Rizzo take a look at it, but his garage was pretty empty. Thankfully this week, Aesthetics 256 showed off a full garage with several different octane designs. Gonna be moving on to our creations for this week. Starting off with the Rumble Chaos game mode idea by enderstenders. Enderstenders created a really cool infographic with a lot of improvements that could be made to Rumble. 4 power-ups would spawn on the center line every 5 seconds, which I think is quite interesting and forces players to play for some center control of the arena. You could also store 2 of the power-ups instead of just having 1, which I think could create some cool interactions. There were also some new power-ups added, or some tweaks to current existing ones. Some of my favorites was the time warp, slowing down speed to half. You had the jump power-up, which gives you infinite dodges for 5 seconds. And I also liked the idea of vanish, which makes the ball invisible for 5 seconds. These all look like some great additions. Rumble's a fan favorite game mode, so I think these would be great to add to Rocket League. We then had Redditor Saoryn creating a mock-up to show what chat options players in the game are currently using. For example, you could see if they're using all chat or they're only using quick chat, and I think it would be really helpful so you can see how you can communicate with your teammates. We're then going to be moving on to our plays of the week. The first one we're going to be taking a look at is by the Milkman, and he's going to be showing us, painfully, his teammate letting him down. We then have JaceB2 coming out with some crazy calculations to counter each save by the opposing defenders. We've then got Calster 2017 tilting his opponents by making them bump into one another. We then have ryderrplays with some insane car control to get some revenge on his opponent after they bump him. Our next play comes out from Osamabinfishing with a really crazy backwards pass. We've then got some rumble action from Memeosiphy with a spikes-based double touch, tying up the game in the final second. And finally, we're going to be moving on to our fashion segment. We've got TheHastyDonut coming out with a design around the Twitch Prime wheels, wonderfully blending all the colors together. TheHastyDonut also had a second great design this week, once again beautifully matching the colors of the Philoscope 3 wheels. We then had C Everest coming out with a beautiful and regal Maverick design. Next up is a full 8-bit design from Maximum Ride, and I must say I love the paint finishes on this one, making use of carbon fiber as well as one I've never thought to use before, the glossy blocks. And from our Discord server, we had a funny but impressive snail design coming out from Pelican, and one of my other favorites, a cool mean looking fennec from Shiro. But that is going to wrap up this week in Rocket League. Let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comments. Do you think that automated trade bot is going to be useful? And don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys are enjoying these videos. But that's all from me guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.